The RG34XX is the second Nintendo clone console from Anbernic. The previous RG35XX SP was a clone of the classic GBA SP, and this time around the RG34XX is a clone of the original form factor Game Boy Advance. The RG35XX SP was a brilliant console that felt as close to a genuine Nintendo handheld as possible. However, it wasn't perfect, especially when it came to how clicky the buttons were. From the outset, the 34XX looks to do a great job of capturing that original Nintendo vibe. However, can it improve on the imperfections of the 35XX SP? On the 1st of January 2025, I started using the RG34XX as my main console over the course of a week to answer these questions. And this is what happened. It was a long December in 2024 that was as equally difficult as it was wholesome. After a busy couple of months testing out devices, I was enjoying taking a step back and playing some Zelda Echoes of Wisdom when a new package arrived. I opened it up to find the Anbernic RG34XX. It was kind of weird though. To date, Anbernic have always used quite sleek looking box designs, especially when it comes to XX consoles. However, the box for the RG34XX looks a lot cheaper, like you'd expect from a random AliExpress budget console. Now that packaging should really matter, but when it comes to first impressions, I did find myself underwhelmed a bit when opening the box and first setting my eyes on the 34XX. So I closed it and left it on my desk for a few days. It was on the 1st of January that I finally decided to put down the Switch and give the 34XX a go. As is tradition for us every year, we go to my mother-in-law's on New Year's Day for a big roast dinner. There is often a decent chunk of time where I can relax, read a book or play some games while the kids play with their cousins and the adults relax. So I thought what a great time to start the latest week-long challenge. My first impressions from looking at the box totally swapped around once I got the 34XX in my hands. The first thing I noticed about the RG34XX was just how snug it fit in my pocket. Over the past year, I've realised that pocketability is near the top spot of importance factors when it comes to my handheld consoles. And the RG34XX is a fantastic fit for the pocket. I guess the praise goes to Nintendo for originally making such a great design. What I can give praise to Anbernic for is just how close to the original Game Boy Advance that the RG34XX is. It honestly feels like it's made by Nintendo. The 35XX SP did a similarly great job, but there were a couple of things, namely the clicky buttons, that didn't feel Nintendo-ish. The RG34XX, however, doesn't suffer from this, and subconsciously I keep feeling like I'm genuinely holding a Game Boy Advance in my hands. The feeling was so real that it even impacted my gaming choices. Even though I had multiple generations to choose from, including PlayStation 1, N64 and Dreamcast, all I wanted to play was Game Boy Advance games. One of the first that came to mind was Advance Wars. As I said earlier, I was really enjoying Echoes of Wisdom, so I wasn't sure if taking a step back to play the RG34XX I'd struggle, but almost instantly I got lost in the world of Advance Wars. Honestly, this game is so good and it never fails to capture me every time I play it, but no doubt the RG34XX totally completed the vibe by feeling so genuine. The real challenge was to come in the following days. For Christmas, my kids got a copy of Astro Bot for the PlayStation 5. A game we've been looking forward to as a family for ages. The kids have played Astro's Playroom to absolute completion, so we were looking forward to more of the same. Now, I've said for a while that when it comes to these challenges, whether it's a week or a month, that the one exception is playing games with my kids. I proved to myself in the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance 30-day challenges that I could resist that temptation. But the quality time with my family is always worth more than any challenge. However, in the case of Astro Bot, the kids were enjoying it so much they didn't want to pass me the controller. So I decided to let them crack on while I focused on some more Advance Wars. Watching my kids learn to play and enjoy games is just as rewarding as playing them. So we still had a great time couch gaming all together, and we were all thoroughly enjoying the games we were playing. Again, something that would have been difficult if the RG34XX wasn't such a great handheld. And this is what I love about it. It goes from being such a great portable and pocketable device to an equally fun couch gaming device. I'm not sure if it's familiarity or what a great original design the Game Boy Advance was, but I just know it works so well. Over the next few days, the RG34XX didn't leave my side, always in my pocket whenever I needed a quick blast. Absolutely brilliant for those times waiting for the kettle to boil when making a tea or a coffee. Perfect for cracking through a few more moves on Advance Wars, and being a saviour in those moments when I was trapped with nothing to do, just like at the weekend. But before we get onto that, I want to jump back a little bit and talk about coffee, because one of my favourite things to do is playing video games while enjoying coffee. And one of my favourite coffee brands is Spaceman Coffee. Now normally I wouldn't be talking to you here on this video about coffee, but there's two reasons. I absolutely love Spaceman Coffee. I'm a bit of a coffee addict, and I really love the distinct flavours you can get with Spaceman Coffee. And the best thing is they come with some really cool names as well. Java Blend, Stratus Blend, and Red Dwarf Blend being three of my favourites. But equally important to me is the fact that Spaceman Coffee is a passion project of one of my friends. And I absolutely love it when somebody follows their passions and tries to make their dreams into a reality. I'm not going to say and just ask you to give him support because he's my mate. I'm going to say to you, if you love coffee the way I do, give it a chance, because I'm absolutely confident amongst this amazing range, amongst this amazing galaxy of coffee blends, you are going to find one that is perfect for you. Links will be in the description below, but let's get back to what happened at the weekend. It was one of those days at the start of the new year when you decide to finally sort out the garage. We had a build-up of loads of stuff we wanted to get rid of, so I decided to do a tip run. Turns out everyone else had the same idea. When I arrived, there was a car queue snaking out of the entrance round the surrounding roads, so I took my place and waited. Not frustrated or bored, but actually excited that I get to squeeze in a good chunk of RG34XX gaming while I waited. It honestly turned what would have been a stressful long wait into time that just flew by. And this is why pocket gaming is so important to me, for moments like this. Later on in the week, I started thinking about how close the Super Bowl is. Me and my wife always love to make an event of the Super Bowl, enjoying the night with loads of snacks and drinks. It's one of the first big events we look forward to in the new year. I was planning to catch up on some NFL highlights to build the excitement, and what perfect way to accompany some highlights than with some NFL video games. I've always loved the Madden and the Blitz games, so I decided to see what I could play on the RG34XX. I decided to check out Madden Advance first, and that was really good fun. A decent handheld version of the classic Madden games that gives you the gladiator chess vibes that you want. After a few games of Madden Advance, I was optimistic for the advanced version of Blitz, but man was I disappointed. The overall movement just felt slow and sluggish, and the visuals were pretty poor. Not at all what I've come to expect from Blitz games. As the week started to come to a close, we decided to take the kids to watch some Sonic 3. Something we've been meaning to get around to, and with such a roller coaster of a month behind us, it was the perfect time now. Sonic 3 was an absolute blast. The kids loved it, and for me, it was the best of the trilogy, thanks hugely to Keanu Reeves' Shadow, which left me massively craving some Sonic gaming. I fired up Sonic Advance and jumped right in. A great Sonic game, and interestingly, the first to appear on a Nintendo console. Part of me was tempted to play the Mega Drive originals, but as we've discovered over the week, the advanced vibe is strong with this one. The RG34XX is a console that has made me forget about a lot of the other competition. You all know how much I love the Trim UI brick and how it became my favourite pocket console of choice. Well, the RG34XX is seriously making me question that decision. The Trim UI brick brings the benefits of one-handed gaming, but where the RG34XX falls behind in the one-handed gaming department, it makes up for hugely in its overall vibe and fun factor. And that for me is where the 34XX truly stands out. The ergonomics and design are really comfortable. The screen and overall look of the console are perfect for retro gaming, and the size, smooth and slightly curved design make for a very pocket-friendly console. But all of these great aspects are all thanks to Nintendo's original design of the Game Boy Advance. A fantastic and timeless handheld console. What can be said is that Anbernic have paid perfect homage with the RG34XX, a clone console done well. As a matter of fact, a perfect clone console. If you want to get your hands on an RG34XX, then links are in the description below. However, if you want to check out the Trim UI brick, then check out this video right here.